So today I'm going to show you guys lots of different types of watercolor techniques and practice. In a minute we'll get started, but I'm laying out my paper to show you all the different types of techniques that I'm going to show you. So I'm using watercolors and watercolor pencils, and then 3 different brushes. So first here I am color testing and going through each color on this. Just this one pan. Of course, different colors of pans, or different pans in general, have different colors in them. The most interesting color was that purple. It looked like a maroon red in the pan, but it turned out purple. And it never changed in the pan. So finishing up those and watering some of them out to see how they blend. And now I'm moving on to our watercolor pencils. So this was really cool. If I had done this again, I would probably blend them out with the water differently. But all the pencils I'm creating them, blended together on all the different ones until black at the very end. And I'm dragging my paintbrush across so like they blend, but then they blend a little too much. And then now I'm taking the black to see if it will do any differently. Sometimes the pencils have a little bit of the colored pencil look to it, even after you take the water to it. And now the brush types. I've got the basic round brush. And then next is the fine detail brush, the liner. And then this is the flat brush. I wrote down square, but it's the flat brush. And then this is the fan brush, so it gives you a little bit of a texture. This first one I'm going to try out as wet on dry for the first actual technique. So just dry paper, wet watercolors right on top. Blends really nicely. The next one is wet on wet. So you pre-wet the paper with clear water, clean water. And then you just kind of drop your paints on it, and it starts to blend and fizzle out. It looks way different once it's dry. You'll see at the end. This next one is just dry brush. So your brush is barely wet enough to pick up the paint, and then you can get really good details and textures using this technique. And it's going to look different with different brushes you use. I was using the fine liner for that one. The next one that I'm working on right now is I'm getting a wet sponge and I'm doing a sponging technique. So it's just for a cool effect, using a sponge instead of a paintbrush. And I didn't blend these too much so you can still see the texture. The next one is probably going to be laying down some foundations for a few different ones. So layering on top of dry, you obviously have to have your dry paint first, so I'm laying that down first so it has time to dry. And then up in the detailing section, I'm laying down the first color so it can dry and I can detail the rest of it later. It's supposed to be clouds. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, so layering on wet. So I'm pre-treating the paper with water and then putting down some color, layering it up, and then in a minute I will go ahead and do a second color, and then after this purple I will layer on some wet and a third color. So this is another one that looks way different after it's dry than when it's still wet. So the colors will soak in, spread out a little bit, and then as they dry. Next one, I'm going in pretty dark with some black. I'm going to be texturing with salt. So I've got a little bit of blue in there and then sprinkle salt on while it's still wet. And then once it dries, you've got a really cool effect. So this is another one, again, looks a little different after it's wet. And now I'm doing a resist. I'm laying down that resist so it can dry. It was just glue, rubber cement so it can come off. So that's drying, and right now I'm doing the mixing, just blue and purple mixed together. Quick and easy. It's easy because it's wet, so it's easier to mix stuff when they're wet. And I'm going back and doing the detailing in my cloud area. I decided to use some gray. Well, I decided to use some black and thinned out with water makes it gray. So you don't need gray, quote unquote, watercolors. You just need black and lots of water. So that detailing is kind of experimented with. And now that that little section was dry, I'm layering with a wet color on top of dry to make that blue look different. And now pretty fast, the color lift and resist. So the color lift, I used a paper towel to lift up some of the color and give it a texture. And now I'm rubbing away that rubber cement, and it leaves a white strip and then 3 little dots. So rubber cement is just the quick and easy way to do a resist. And then the last 2 that I'm doing right now is showing you the difference between what starting with a dark color and then going light does, or versus the light going darker. And in watercolors, generally you want to stick with light colors first, building to dark within your piece. It blends really nicely with the light to dark, and the light on top of dark with the dark first was just a little bit hard to see. It turned into green, so you don't get that bright, vibrant yellow that you see right there on the side of that. But anyways, there you have it. There's my all the different types of techniques for watercolor that I could think of on the moment's notice. And there you have it. Have fun.